Ooh, it's very cold. Hello everybody and welcome back to the farm. This is probably the coldest morning there's been this winter. Right, let's just get this started up. Get the engine warming up, because what we need to do is go over to Dennis's farm, and I will probably just close this gate as I go down to the bottom of the farm there, so nobody walks in and feels the need to take the gator as a free gift. It's certainly not there for taking. Okay, so what's going to happen is I'm going to get a new battery for this tractor very soon. I do also need to get the oil as well, so I'll change the engine oil as a priority, and then I think probably transmission oil as well would be a good idea. But certainly the first thing I want to test is the engine rather than the transmission. We don't really need to know if it drives straight away, just to see if it runs, but soon after we will give it a bit of a spin around the yard if it works. So anyway, yeah, in the previous episode I just cleaned it up, gave it a pressure wash, and we are going to paint it if everything is good mechanically. As for the Alice Chalmers mower, I do have somebody interested, but they don't want to pay £2,000. They offered me £1,500, and I've basically just not replied to them yet. I'm just trying to think if it's a good enough price. It does sound quite good, but I do need to respond to them soon, otherwise they're just going to disappear. Okay, right, let's go up to the top again, and we'll head off to Dennis's farm. So what we're going to do is we're going to give his sheep some hay and also some water, and he is supposed to be back from the hospital fairly soon. I don't know the exact time, but it is supposed to be this morning at some point, because he has made this speedy recovery. He does seem to recover well from different things. He had the accident where the tractor flipped over, banged his head. He recovered from that fairly quickly. I suppose it was a few weeks. And then this, well, they think is probably from the same accident. So yeah, not really too good. Anyway, I think as we go down this way, what I'll do is I will go to the fuel station. We'll get some food as usual. We might as well. Could always do with a bit of extra food. We'll go into... Oh, they should have really gritted this. Where's the gritter? They usually spread salt every morning. So that's weird that this hasn't been done yet. Anyway, yes, let's go and get some good food. They didn't have too much stock. Anyway, back into the gator. And then finally, over to Dennis's farm. Now, obviously, I am the only person who's been looking after the sheep, well, me and Paula, and they've actually been fine, but they have been eating quite a bit of grass recently, quite a bit of hay bales, that sort of stuff, so it is a bit of a job keeping on top of them in the winter time. Their food consumption certainly goes up, and the other challenge is making sure the water trough hasn't frozen over, which is very difficult when the temperatures at night are between -5 and -10 have been. Very cold. The lights are on in his house because he sets a timer for his lights to make it look like somebody's in. Not a bad idea. I'm actually quite surprised that he managed to set us up before he was rushed to hospital in an ambulance. He must just do that anyway, I suppose. He must have the lights coming on timer every night. Okay, so I'm going to get the old tractor started up. Bring a bale across. It looks like the water could do with a bit of a top up. It's not too bad. Hello sheep, how are you all today? But yeah, he could definitely do with having another bale put into the trough. Oh, what's that? I've just had a message from the council. Well, I'll get this done, and then we'll quickly read that. There we go. So they haven't taken too much actually. They took some of the bale, but not that much. So that seems to be everything done. Anyway, that text message, I've just looked at it, and well, it's a bit of a funny one actually. I wasn't expecting what it said. It basically says that they've had an accident with one of their salt spreaders, one of their gritters, and they need somebody to help tidy up the salt which has been spilt. So they were basically asking if any nearby farmers had a front loader and a trailer. I do. I don't know where they want to have the salt put, maybe back into the spreader, but then again they said, do you have a trailer? Maybe they don't want contaminated salt and it might damage something or block it up, I'm not too sure. So I've responded and I've said yes, I can clear it up. So I'm just waiting for them to send me the details of where the spreader is overturned, and then we'll go and tidy it up. But I don't know where to put the salt. I have absolutely no idea where I can tip a pile of contaminated salt. Maybe they've got a place for me to put it in their yard or something. Not too sure. Anyway, we'll just leave here, we'll close the gate and everything, and we will head back over to my farm and we'll get things set up and ready to go. There was actually one other thing I wanted to do, and that was to go and buy a new fuel bowser. I basically saw an advert for it in a tractor magazine recently, and it was a good way of containing all of your fuel. So you can actually go to a fuel station and fill it up, essentially, instead of having to keep buying it in drums. So I think I'm going to go and get one. It'd be a good idea to. I'm fairly sure that the dealership near to me sells them, so it should even fit into the back of here. It'd be a great way of transporting fuel. And because it is a transportable device, you don't actually have to store it in the yard. You could actually keep it in the gator, in the back of the gator here, or anywhere. I think it even fits to pallet forks, so it is a very nice idea. So yeah, actually, yeah, before we go home, we'll go to the store, see if they've got any. If they have, we'll buy one, if they're not too expensive. I am spending my money recently, and actually I have an even bigger plan for the next few days. I'm actually planning on building a new yard. Yeah, extreme, I know, but because we have this money now, I think we should really start to improve things around the farm, and I know I need to keep enough to live on and also to keep running the farm, but we're getting close to the end of winter now, and I think we're going to be okay. Then again, I do tend to speak too soon. Okay, let's go and see if they sell them here. They do. They've just brought me into the showroom, and you can see this is the basic design of it. It's a very nice mobile fuel tank, and it is customizable as well, so we can actually customize the color that we want to go for. The other nice thing is when you do come to customize it, it doesn't cost any more to do so. You can just have a free pick of your complete overall color scheme. So it is, I would say, a nice little package. Then again, it is almost £2,500, but I think it would be worth it. Right, so I've chosen this one which they have in stock. It is the orange lid with the standard plastic base, grey colour, but you can have any colour. So we're going to get that put into the back of the gator, and I'll hand over £2,400. There it is. It's nice when you've got money. Although, yes, we mustn't go over the top here. So there you go, completely empty, never used, brand new. You can see the textured plastic there as well. And also, because it is empty, I can hopefully just about lift that into the back of here on my own. Otherwise we'd have to use a forklift. Right, it is a bit heavy, but it's possible. There we go. And I think finally we'll just put a strap over it, don't want it to move around. So yeah, you can see it's almost as if it's been designed to fit in a gator. You can see it's got the curve to contour the sides. It's a very nice idea. Let's go back over to the farm. We won't fill it up now because I do still need to do this big job for the council. Oh, by the way, they did actually respond to me. It's actually on the road which goes up to the Milky Way farm, so we know exactly where that is. As for where it is on that stretch, I don't know, but I'm sure it'll be obvious. You know, a spreading lorry on its side. It's going to be sticking out like a sore thumb, unless of course it's hidden in a ditch somewhere, maybe in a hedge. I don't know, but we best get it done, and then we need to maybe pop over to Dennis's later. We'll let him settle back in again. I actually don't know how long it's been since he was put in hospital. Has it been 2 weeks, a week and a half? He has done very well. Okay, right. So my trailer is empty. We'll then use the Fiat, and we do have a bucket just around here as well. My bucket just there, full of snow. The amount of snow that we've had. So that is what we'll use to clear the mess up. I think that tractor's going to have to wait for a day. So that's it, that's all done, we're ready to go. Yeah, obviously more rain and snow is going to settle in the bucket, but that's not really a problem. I also kept the cover over on the trailer, so that's going to help the situation quite a bit. And now we've just got to make this turn. So I will tell you my plans. Oh, Hedge, hello Hedge. I'll tell you my plans about the yard extension, or the new yard, when we get back later. But it's not going to be cheap. I just think it will help the farm so much. I think it is fair to say that I am going to start struggling with the small yard that I have. It's already very challenging. So I think just having another yard, it's going to be another small yard, but another yard is going to be a huge help. And also the location of it is going to help as well, because it won't be down with the other yard, it's going to be further up. And you don't even have to go past the house to get into the yard, so it'll be easier for deliveries as well. Okay, so when we get to the road that goes up to Peter's old farm, I will put the camera back on and we'll have a hunt around for this spreader. Well, this is the road. It leads out up the hill, so we should see something. That will do. Yep, that's got to be it. It's like it's rolled over the hedge. So I don't know whose field this is, but there's no lock on the gate. Oh yes. Well, it's certainly started to absorb into the ground because we have a localized thaw. Just a circle. Right, let's get the tractor into the field. We are going to have to drop the trailer off though, hopefully it doesn't sink. Certainly hope it doesn't do. We'll keep it here so it's fairly close to the entrance. In the unlikely event that we're going to have it winched out. Better take the cover off. There we go. Right, let's get it scooped up then. I don't think the lorry has leaked anything like diesel or oil, although it might be quite difficult to tell. A good way of inspecting things. Oh look, we've got lots of working parts. Drive shafts and differentials, gearbox, engine. Lots of interesting things. Anyway, my job is to clear it up. So that is what I'll do. I really have no idea how it's managed that. Sort of jumped the hedge on a straight piece of road as well. Well, I'll leave them to it to tie this up. You probably noticed I had to go back to the farm to get the rear weight. It's incredibly heavy. All the rain is absorbed into this salt. It was starting to dissolve as well. So yeah, big, heavy, mushy pile. I don't think much more will come out when they upright this. They should be able to get upright fairly easily. But yeah, that's their job. So there we go. I've done my part. I'm going to have to put the weight in the bucket. And I think we've got about half a trailer load here. So I did actually clarify with them where they want it. Basically they said just go and tip it in their yard, somewhere in an available space in their yard. So that's what we'll do. We'll get the trailer put back onto the tractor and we'll head over there. Right, that is the weight in the bucket. Also, the rain has managed to melt the snow. It's still really cold though. Right, I'll close the gate behind me. Might as well do. Leave it just as we found it, with the exception of having salt all over the place. Okay, right. Back into the tractor, we'll head up there, and then, like I said, we'll go back over to my farm, and we'll take a look at the plans for the new small yard. It features a very small silo as well. Come on, you mighty tractor. You can pull it up the hill. It is so heavy. I don't know why it is so heavy. 9 miles per hour. You can do it. I suppose it has got the front weight in the bucket as well. No, we've got no rush. I could get the newspaper out. No, we must set a good example. We'll just have to sit here until we reach the top. Okay, here we are, back at the depot. This corner closest to us is probably the best place, but getting in there is going to be a challenge. I'll just try and turn around up here. See if we've got space. If we're facing the opposite direction, that will make it easier. I can't see anything. I don't think there's anybody there. Right, so yes, we'll just hopefully reverse into the yard from this side of the road. I would imagine they're going to bring their wheel load around and just scoop it up. I don't know why they didn't do... Oh, they probably didn't have a trailer. Yeah, otherwise they could have done it themselves. Right, I would say just there will be fine, maybe a little bit further back. I haven't got much space on my right hand side. Okay, let's just get that tipping. And there we go. Tipped in the yard. Back through the diversion. And back to the farm. I am supposed to be paid for that job. I think it was £100. It will come through in the next couple of days. Here we are, back at the farm. And before we actually enter my property, I should probably just stand here on the tractor and show you where I would like to have the yard, essentially. Just here, although probably a little bit closer to the house, maybe actually backing onto the boundary of my lawn there. So yeah, it's just a good place for it, somewhere here, not necessarily to the trees, just this general area. It's nice and flat, so it's going to keep the cost down when it comes to landscaping. We'd have to get loads of soil levelled out. My initial idea and other people's suggestions was over here. It's a good idea because it means it's with the other yard. We could take the hedge out here and it's close to it, but the levelling is going to be a bit too expensive. So yeah, just up here is my plan. It's going to be a bit of a long-term project. The initial yard area and the removal of the hedge and the erection of one of the buildings won't take too long, but until we've actually completed it, that'll be much longer. I'm hoping just to start off with maybe a storage shed and a very small silo, like a silo shed as well. And then from there we can upgrade and we can build from it. So it definitely won't be finished instantly. but every now and then when I have available money we can expand the yard. The main idea for it is really, if you ignore storage, the main idea for it is so that we can have a silo for grain. I suppose that is storage, but yeah, when I say storage I mean storage of machinery. Yeah, I need to have a storage facility for grain. So yeah, I'm hoping it's going to go well. Let's just back this trailer in. Actually, yes, it just crossed my mind to pressure wash the trailer out after all the corrosive salt. Oh no, he's back.